What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, Kansas City? And what is going on, everybody? And welcome to the Beat of KC. Today, I am beyond excited to provide you content on a very much needed position in the offensive line, which is going to be center. We drafted Creed Humphrey in the second round with the 63rd overall pick out of Oklahoma University. Super ecstatic about this position. Super excited about the pick, honestly. I think Creed is a monster, and I think he is going to be a mauler. I think we could not have got a better pick in that offensive line when it comes to a draft. And, you know, honestly, right there in the our second pick of the second round, phenomenal. So I'm going to break this thing down. I'm going to talk to you about Creed Humphrey. And if you can't tell, I'm super pumped. So stay tuned right after this. Before I throw everything Creed Humphrey at you, really start hammering at the center position, I ask that you guys smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. It helps out tremendously, ladies and gentlemen. It truly does. It builds this channel. It starts to build an amazing community. Don't forget to comment down below because I enjoy responding to your comments. And I'm not going to hesitate. I'm not going to wait anymore because I am truly excited to talk to you about Creed Humphrey. So let's get into this video. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be real for a second. I don't think you needed to be a Kansas City Chiefs fan to understand that there were some major issues on the offensive line in the Super Bowl. You have your franchise quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, running for his life, having zero time to make any form of completion. There's pictures out there of him being horizontal with the ground, trying to attempt at making passes. It is absolutely incredible to see, but that obviously was a huge letdown. You know, it was exciting to get back to the Super Bowl, but the fact that our offensive line was just battered, you know, you had all kinds of situations. You had players playing out of position. Our depth was atrocious, and so we knew that this was something that was going to be addressed in the free agent market and also in the draft. It just was inevitable. I mean, you got to think, there are some things that were out of the Kansas City Chiefs' hands. You have your starting left tackle who has been a workhorse for you, tear his Achilles, he's out. You have LDT who took the opt-out and obviously went and did a great deed being a doctor. So mad respect for that. You have Lucas Niang, who we drafted last year, taking the opt-out for the COVID stuff as well. So really, ladies and gentlemen, there was a lot that was going on, and it only bled into the Super Bowl. So we obviously attacked this in the draft and in free agency. And obviously in trades, we go out and get Orlando Brown. But this video is about, you know, Humphrey. This video is going to be about Creed. This is going to be an exciting video because I really think we got something special. Definitely a need at the center position. So let's dive in. Let's talk about Creed. Let's see what he is all about. First thing up is going to be his size and really some statistics about him. I'm going to jump into the bio because the bio fires me up hearing you know, everything that he was able to accomplish. So let's get into that. So he is Creed Humphrey. He is from Shawnee, Oklahoma. He was a redshirt junior. He is 6'4", 302 pounds. His arms are 32 1/4. His hands are 9 1/2. You know, absolutely incredible. He was taken in the second round with pick 31 to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this is where the bio starts to fire you up. Humphrey grew up watching the Sooners and wrestling like his father, Chad, who grappled at the University of Central Oklahoma, the first team all-state pick at Shawnee High School, redshirted in 2017 before taking over the starting center spot in 12 of 14 games played in 2018. Before I continue any further, just remember who the quarterbacks were in this tenure. Obviously, some amazing quarterbacks who are now in the NFL. So it says when he earned freshman All-American and honorable mention All Big 12 honors while helping the front five win the Joe Moore Award. Most people are unaware of what the Joe Moore Award is. I absolutely think it's incredible. It's going to tell us in a second, but in all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, that is an incredible achievement because it's not just one person winning the award. It's the entire offensive line. So as you guys are going to see, it says, as the nation's top offensive line, Humphrey sat out spring 2019 practices due to injury, but was ready for fall, garnering Remington Trophy finalist. He also was second-team Associated Press All-American and Big 12 Co-Offensive Lineman of the Year accolades as a 14-game starter. The 2020 team captain and 11-game starter was named a third-team AP All-American, Big 12 Offensive Lineman of the Year, and first-team All-Conference center as a junior. He accepted an invitation to the Senior Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the Senior Bowl does tremendous things for a lot of players. It really does give them exposure. It gives them opportunities to really kind of show some skill sets that, is even taken further as a senior. And I just think that it is a big thing. Obviously, we had some other players go to the Senior Bowl, and a lot of coaches go to the Senior Bowl to really scout and watch. So I really like that aspect. And I do think that you get to learn a lot and you get to really learn about the player. So that's my thoughts on the Senior Bowl. Now we're going to do an overview. We're going to start to dive in. We're going to start to see some things about Creed. So savvy, game-wise center with below average length, good core strength, and a full slate of intangibles desired at that position. He credits a lot to wrestling. He really does talk about how he feels wrestling made him a lineman that he is. Honestly, he says he's a lot more flexible. He can bend and do things that maybe some other linemen can't because of wrestling. So it is nice to understand that. Humphrey is praised inside the building for his outstanding leadership and having the recognition to make all the calls up front. He's more of a positional blocker than a fork lifter, but has the core strength to neutralize and stalemate blockers at the point of attack. He's not a plus athlete, but he's athletic enough as a move blocker with the ability to work his feet into position to finish blocks after contact. He plays with a nasty streak when needed, which will appeal to offensive line coaches, but his overall profile might be more steady than Star. Humphrey is a solid, safe selection and should become a long-time starter. You love to hear that. We obviously have a great chief, one that really is getting ready to go into our Hall of Fame, the Ring of Honor, and, that's Tim Grunhard. Tim Grunhard obviously still lives in Kansas City. Who's to say that Tim Grunhard doesn't talk to Creed and kind of give him some advice? I know Jeff Swartz was, talking to Creed, really kind of did a whole spiel with him before the season started, before the draft started. So, ladies and gentlemen, Creed obviously is getting with the right people. He has the potential to get with the right people, and I think that, again, this is a phenomenal pick for a much need for the Kansas City Chiefs. So now what I'm going to do for Creed Humphrey is talk about his strengths, really some of the things that made him a second-round pick to the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm beyond excited to talk about some of these because I really think that they stand out for this player. So he was a 3-year starter and a 2-year team captain, undeniable team leader, and tough individual. I think some of these things are things that are outside of sports. They're things you can't teach. They're things that individuals have that are within you and things that can come out and develop over time. And this is definitely one of those, and that's the undeniable team leader and tough individual. Wrestling background is evident in core strength, something I talked about a little bit earlier. Strong hands help maintain base block. Looks to work hands into position after losing battle early. Another thing you can kind of collaborate off of that is the fact that he can recover quickly because of his wrestling background, and he gets good position based on that. As you guys can see in some of these clips that obviously have been going through this reel. And so it says, looks to work hands into position after losing battle early, swings hips into position to seal the block, fluid footwork to short pull game, finishes blocks with good intensity, technique to trap and pancake leaning nose, hands in punch, were tighter and more accurate at the Senior Bowl. Again, something that we are seeing, being successful at the Senior Bowl. I think you get to get a little bit more hands-on with the player, and that obviously came from the Senior Bowl. Helps with clean up when teammates protecting gets leaky. I mean, he's got an offensive line now. I mean, he truly, truly does. He has, obviously, Joe Tooney. He has Orlando Brown, who Orlando Brown was really pulling to get him there. He has Kyle Long. He has LTD coming back. He has Lucas Niang that's going to be there with him. He has Allegretti, who was there. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, there is a ton. Austin Blythe is coming in. So really there is a solid foundation for offensive linemen that, obviously Creed is going to be able to work with, talk to. And, don't forget, you obviously have Hall of Famer Will Shields that could come in and also help with some footwork and do things like that. I mean, there's a lot of things that Creed has going for him. And so continuing on with the strengths, it says capable in recovery mode. Again, a trait I would give to the fact that he was a wrestler. So some weaknesses, and as you guys are going to notice, this list is much shorter. Sometimes I wonder, everyone does have a weakness. Nobody is perfect, but sometimes I wonder if they just have to put something to really do that. So very short arms for his size, allowing defenders to get shots into his frame. Longer defenders separate and discard him. Will give some early ground against strong bull rushes. Occasional drift against twisting fronts. I did see that. And so, yes, that is something that he will need to work on. Susceptible against push-pull specialist. Snap to step lateral quickness is average. Can be worked on, especially with the people that are with the Kansas City organization. Doesn't generate noticeable push and drive as a blocker at point of attack. Gets little grabby through contact on the move. So I'm going to counter some of these weaknesses with the fact that he is a multi-snapper, multi-hand snapper. He can snap left-handed. He can snap right-handed. His dominant hand is his left hand. So ladies and gentlemen, I do think that you're obviously going to have a great center. He played with some phenomenal linemen, and he also snapped for some phenomenal quarterbacks. So don't forget that. And he played in a very, very pass-heavy offense. More RPO style offense as well. So him coming to the Kansas City Chiefs, where he has Patrick Mahomes leading the helm in the offensive side of the football and, doing things like that, I'm sure that relationship is going to build very nicely. I really appreciate you swinging by and checking out this video on Creed Humphrey. I can assure you this will not be the last video on him. At some point he will make some positive impact in the season, and we will be talking about him into training camp. I can guarantee you that. Super excited for this, and really am grateful for the opportunity to be providing this content to you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, it just means the world if you could smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm, but what it also does, it allows other people from Kansas City and everyone that is interested in football, in the Chiefs, and really anything Kansas City, it gets this out to them. It means a ton, so please smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. I appreciate you swinging by and checking out the beat of KC, and as always, have a good day.